Want to help support the channel? Then why not check out the merch that's available from the links below in the description. Help out the channel and get more phenomenal stuff for yourself. And now with that, let's jump straight into the video. Hey Ranger Nation, welcome back to another video, and today we have Power Rangers Dino Fury episode 5 season 2, and it's not a bad episode. It's an okay one. But before we jump in, if you want to hit the like button, hit subscribe, as well as check out all those notifications, then it helps the channel grow and you'll know when a new video drops. So let's jump straight into this one. And yeah, Centaur has been awoken. This is Void Knight's lover, his wife. She is finally awake due to the previous episode that we've had all the energy, and they're kind of talking about a few things. She's like, what happened? We've got to kind of destroy the Earthlings. We've got to do this. We've got to do that. When I first heard this, I thought his name was Derek, and I was just like, what? Why is your name Derek, but it's Terek or something like that? And I was just like, no man, just have it Derek. So I got that wrong, which I was a bit gutted at, but oh well. So I didn't expect the name. We meet Izzy's mum as well. And, as Fern and Izzy are kind of like walking together, they're talking about prom. And the fact is that, Izzy's mum is a fantastic dressmaker or clothes maker, seamstress, whatever you want to say. And they talk about having like a whole new outfit type thing. And Izzy says, I don't like dresses. And you kind of think the way that Izzy acts in this episode, I was just like, huh? What? Okay. I mean, I understand what they were going with, but it kind of makes like Izzy look like a dick, to be honest. But what we also have is the fact that I didn't notice this, but they talk about Steel from Beast Morphers as the actor, and I was just like, oh, that's really cool. I'm so glad that we're able to kind of put like past references in. So I really did enjoy kind of doing that one. So hearing that was absolutely fantastic. Everyone is annoyed at Void Knight. They want to know what's kind of going on. So they kind of try and break into the room that they've not been able to get in. And I'm sure there's probably other ways of actually getting in there. But for now, they're not able to get in, and they kind of try and knock it down as Mucus hits it with a wrecking ball. So you kind of think that you would go for around the area, not the door, but oh well, it just So the main monster that we have now is Junko. I think that's his name that he puts out. Void Knight wants to create a Zord jammer. So this machine that will obviously stop the Zords being called for. We know it's not going to work, but I really wish this kind of went on for like an episode or two, rather than it being kind of like, oh, we fixed the problem straight away. Now we come to the episode that makes Izzy just look like a massive dick. So because she goes that she doesn't want to wear a dress gets delivered and it's from her mum. But we know that this is a mix-up. So Izzy freaks out. She gets angry. She says my mum doesn't understand me. How dare she? I said I didn't want this. And she bins this really okay looking dress. We then find out that Izzy and Fern's outfits have got mixed up. And she's like, Fern's messaging saying, hey, I've got this. Unfortunately, I think you've got mine. And this is when Izzy goes, oh no, what have I done? At this time, the dress has been put in the bin. It's been put in the bin, and it's been taken away. And it's like, oh no, we have to go and find the dress to try and save it. Now, one thing I have noticed in this is that Ollie is wearing his t-shirt on the inside out. And then they teleport down to the junk yard, and he's actually in full clothes. It's like they just swapped it around. So can the teleporter swap clothes around? I don't know. It's a question we'll never get answered. Do I care? No. But it's a question that we need to ask later on. But his clothes have been completely turned around and he's wearing it normally, and the Rangers have a fight in the junkyard. As they're fighting, Javi uses the flame key to get his armor, and they start fighting, and the fight scenes are pretty decent. I think now is the mix-up. So Izzy obviously gets the mix-up, and they find the dress is completely ruined. So we then find out that the Rangers need information on one of the Zords. So it's never been captured before, so he grabs the data, and that's what he needs. He just needs it so the Zord jammer won't work whatsoever. And there's a whole thing where I think I don't know if it's this one. I think it is. It's when how is it? The monster eats mucus previously, and then literally he throws it up, and Void Knight's just like, oh, it's you, all right. Like, oh, I've not seen you for a while. It kind of made me laugh a little bit, so I kind of generally kind of really enjoyed it. But apart from that, we get heart to heart with Izzy, and that's fine. And you know, she's like, oh, like I don't like wearing dresses, you did this, and, you know, I'm really sorry, you know, can we make a new dress? They make a new dress. But I kind of like this thing, it's straight away not going like, oh, I'm going to kind of hide this away. So I generally really liked seeing this, and it kind of made me feel like Izzy isn't that bad, but you kind of think that maybe before rushing in and throwing away a perfectly good dress, that you would actually talk to your mum and say, hey, did you like swap our costumes or our outfits around? And they go, oh yeah, sorry, I didn't mean that. So I think that could be a thing, because you're gonna have to go back to see your mum anyway, so why have this like anger? So I'm glad that they kind of sorted it out. I just didn't like the way that they went around it, like, oh, if you don't like this, then what's gonna happen is you should just bin it and then just shout at your parents or someone like that. Just wasn't okay for me. So we now come back to Void Knight actually fighting the Rangers. The Rangers have gone towards him, they know where he is, and he holds his own. And that's what I kind of really like about Void Knight. I was thinking about Derek. You know, one thing I like about Derek, you know, Void Knight, is that he's a great fighter. He's able to hold his own against all the Rangers and not just be beaten constantly. Or if he gets beaten, he does, like, you know, it's not hard. It's like, oh, we just kicked you in the back. So I generally really like the fight scenes. Like, the fight scenes in the series have been really, really, like, well put so far. And I generally kind of really like it. So for me, seeing this, I was really happy. When Void Knight gets the data, he obviously disappears, because why do you need to fight? And thus, therefore, the plan is about to activate. Now come closing to this thing, where we find a bit more backstory between Void Knight as well as Centaur, or Centaur, I'm sure it's Centaur. Either way, like, they find out that the humans did something to them, or something happened on Earth X amount of time that's caused a lot of like pain and stuff. So I really want to know what's going on with that, because I feel like that's a really interesting thing. I think having the backstory of Rafcon as well as Void Knight and Centaur would be a really good episode to have. So I would love to know exactly what's going on, and I don't want them to be like kind of like quick scenes. I really want them flushed out properly. So I'm looking forward to that. And as we close, basically we've got the prom. The girls look absolutely amazing, and thus therefore, you know, the dad's more like, I want to take photos. And then it kind of just moves on. You know, it's like, oh, you've got your friends here, we've got the prom coming on, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So what did I think of the episode? The episode wasn't too bad. Like, it was all right. I'm looking down at the notes that I've put down. So I really want more backstory when it comes to Void Knight, you know, and Centaur. Those are the ones that I want to know at the moment. Like, we've had all the other Rangers, we've had the stories, but I want to know why they're like that. You know, what happened to Centaur? How did she get badly damaged? What would, you know, to be in that vat for X amount of years? You know, how long has this been going on for? You know, has Void Knight and Centaur just randomly popped up now, or has this been going on since, like, you know, Zato came to Earth and stuff like that? Or, you know, how long? This is what I want to know most of all, because these are the parts where I'm like, I'm much more interested and invested in this. But yeah, I think that's it. Like, I didn't like the fact that Izzy just went absolutely like, oh, fuck you, mum, how dare you, you don't listen to me. And it feels like, I'm sure that when you've told her multiple times and said, look, I don't want to wear a dress, and she's kind of got it. So I feel like that overreaction wasn't kind of needed. I think it could have been a, you know, you got me a dress, and then be like, oh yeah, sorry, like, we'll make you something else, like, type thing. I just feel like that storyline wasn't a big main thing. So it kind of got me a bit, but apart from that, all right episode. But I'm going to leave it there. What are your thoughts? Do you like this sort of episode? Did you not? You know, what would you change if you could? What are you thinking? And also, why not check out the merch? Like, I think that you got the merch right there. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Like, favorite, comment, and subscribe. And if I don't see you tomorrow, I'll see you in a couple of days.
チャンネルをサポートしてくれてありがとうございます。チャンネル登録、高評価お願いします。以下のリンクから商品を入手することができます。